It's 5 a.m. somewhere, so that means that the garbage collectors are coming to take out the trash. But we won't throw you out.
Welcome to the Your Trash Pals podcast, coming to you live from the Death Star Trash Compactor. We're down
Huh?
here in the pit with that weird Slurpy monster. We're having an emotional moment at the 2/3 way of the film. And we're here to be your favorite podcast about comics, art, culture, and whatever little bits of trash we've found while picking through the garbage bin. I'm Van Notes.
And I'm Wren. So we're in
You're
we're
very
in the
concerned.
garbage compactor, contractor
Yeah, the Death
compactor.
Star.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, do you remember that scene in the
I
in the
do. Yeah, I
story?
do. I do. I'm getting confused with the Sarlacc pit, but it's a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
scene.
We love a
I'm not that
Sarlacc
kind of
too.
nerd. Oh, there's a Sarlacc in the compactor?
No, there's like a water snake thing that you don't
Water
see, but it's like slurping.
slurping. Some you and your slurping, sloshing, schlocky. I'm thinking about Spawn all over again with squishy, squirty, that kind of stuff.
Welcome to
So
my
gross.
dark, twisted mind where I'm always thinking about Spawn.
Oh my god.
There's a
Yeah.
very beautiful Spawn comic coming from the Todd himself, the Todd
Ooh.
father, and Mike Del Mundo, who's a very beautiful cartoonist. And I'm very excited for beautiful Spawn, like genuinely good-looking Spawn that doesn't
Oh
make
my
me feel
goodness.
bad when I look at it.
Honestly,
It's
yeah.
aesthetic.
I was looking at some Spawn stuff back during Spawnuary, and I was like, oh my goodness. This it's just so squelchy. And even the art looks squelchy. But I'm excited to see, is it like what kind of beautiful are we talking? Are we talking like a Bioshonen beautiful boy, or like just what kind
Uh,
of beauty?
we're talking about aesthetique. I said that already. We're talking about like contemporary comics.
Oh,
Um, yeah, Mike Del Mundo, I think did X-Men for a while. Did
okay.
some X-Men that people like. I never read them because they're part of the current like Krakoa era.
Mm.
And I don't like X-Men when it's not at a school, so I didn't read too much of it.
Nods,
And I don't like
nodding.
Jonathan Hickman that much as a writer. He was like the key architect of it. So,
Mm. Okay, I see. I see. I see. I'm picking it up.
but we're not here to talk about Spawn this week.
No,
Well,
not
I'm always
this
here
week.
to talk about Spawn every week, but we have brought some excellent, extra special friends of the pod on to exploit as our one couple friend of each of us, the only people we've ever known who've ever been in a couple. We have
It's true.
brought them on to exploit their relationship in the grand tradition of Dr. Phil and Maury. But let me read some bios here because that's always so important for our listeners at home. Um, we have got two extra special people. We have Lee Durfey-Lavoie, proud college dropout who was able to find a career in writing. He's available for freelance writing projects, personal essays or blog posts, and he loves writing queer stories about workers' rights, and all about different types of fantasy. The other half of this amazing couple is Veronica Agarwal, who is a cartoonist and illustrator from NYC. The abbreviations themselves, the Big
Ooh,
Apple,
Big Apple.
it, the Big Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, as I like to call it. And she graduated from SVA in May 2016. We need to know the month. With
It's
a
important.
BFA in tuning. Isn't your BFA in sequential art?
Nah,
That's
man. Cartooning. Straight up.
did they change it?
No,
That's
did they
wild.
is it now
Uh,
sequential arts?
I thought it was sequential art before,
Hmm.
but apparently I need to get through this bio so we can have more interaction there. But she loves plants, summertime dogs, and her 3 cats. Her work focuses on mental health, coming of age stories, and friendship. Most recently, together they published Just Roll With It. Just Roll With It is a middle grade graphic novel about a girl with OCD who uses her 20-sided die to help her make decisions. I gave a copy to my niece. You should give a copy to your niece. Uh, but we have Lee and Veronica. You are now
Yay.
released from the Shadow Realm.
Finally.
Thank you so much for nice.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
love
thank
to
you
be
for
here.
having us.
I will say, I don't think it was. You get us down.
We're professional
boy.
here.
I don't think it was ever sequential art. I think it was always cartooning. I think that was like
Mhm.
the thing of SVA is that they were like, we offer cartooning.
Yeah, we offer comics and cartooning.
Yeah.
And we don't mess around about it. We're the
Nice.
Ford F-150 of graphic novels and art or whatever.
That's awesome.
I always thought y'all ours was called comic art, like at the MCAD. Maybe it's just SCAD that's sequential arting.
Yeah,
It's
SCAD is
different things at different
sequential.
places. I think Ringling is Ringling.
The one in Maryland is also sequential art, I'm pretty sure. Micah.
Oh, yes. Because that's the one that Paloma went to.
Maryland.
So this is very important. We have to get this out of the way. We have to clear the other trash out of our system before we go into our main trash. But what trash is everyone consuming this week?
Go ahead, guest. I'm so eager. I'm like, oh, but please, Lee, you first.
Well, I said it in our emails as we were setting this up. I don't consume trash. All my tastes are immaculate and perfect.
If you say so.
I will say, I guess, if you wanted to call it trash, which I would argue against, though the most likely trash thing you could say I consumed was this afternoon. I watched the trailer for part 1 of Kevin Costner's Horizon Saga of America, or the Saga of the West, or whatever it's called.
I feel like you can't call a trailer trash.
Well,
despite the term
I watched
trash.
I watched it probably 3 or 4 times and retweeted many tweets about it because I'm
like
very
a trailer
excited
to
for
me
it.
is not like a trash. Like you don't know what it's a preview of trash.
It's a trash like appetizer.
Yeah,
it's just like one can.
Yeah.
Speaking
and
of
a
trash,
moose boosh.
right, this reminded me the monster in the Star Wars trash compactor pit is called like the Dinago or something like that. It's a big squid. I looked it up while you're talking about it.
You're so funny.
That's really, really funny. On Wikipedia?
On the Star Wars Wikipedia, because it happened to be the first thing that came up when I typed in Star Wars trash compactor monster.
That's very
Was
funny.
it Wikipedia? I only trust Wikipedia.
Something like that. Anyways, Wren, you were saying you're trash because apparently.
Oh yeah.
See, the trash that I thought I had was trash is not trash, as you just said.
That's just my opinion. To me, I
don't know. I think anything could be trash. Anything can be trash. For example, I'm watching last season of RuPaul's Drag Race still, and that there are sections of that are definitely trash. There's some, and I will say this very proudly. I stand with Lucy LaDuca. There has been some bullying in that season, and I haven't looked into the discourse because I'm scared people are going to disagree with me, and I don't want to deal with that. So in this realm, in as far as I know, I'm correct, and everybody agrees with me that Lucy LaDuca was bullied and robbed by Mistress. So that's
I really
the trash
like
I've
that
been.
for you. You just don't look into it, and if you don't look into it, everyone agrees with you. I never thought about
exactly.
I love this 1-year-old hot take.
I know.
I know. In that race, but I will follow you in the battle about.
Wait, did you guys lose me for a second? My internet dropped.
No, you're good.
Did you say something when I said something?
No, what did you say?
I said I have no dog in that race, but I will follow you in the battle about you being correct about whomever getting bullied was bullied. I know nothing about it.
Yeah. So basically, Lucy LaDuca, one of the queens, she's just like nice, and they're like she's nice and she's good at her job, and one of the other queens is mad because she is nice and good at her job.
Sounds
and
like
I'm exactly. I'm like, why be a hater when you could not be? That's my question. That's my question. But yeah, that's my trash. That's my year-old Drag Race hot take trash.
I'm so excited to become a RuPaul's Drag Race recap podcast, but it's a year after anyone cares.
Exactly. Nobody gives a single shit about this except for me, and I'm like, where's the outcry? Where's the truth?
Where's the justice?
Honestly, I'm a loose truth, basically.
Truther.
What about you, Ron? What's your
Yeah. The people
I'm trying
won't
to think
know.
of trash while you were talking about your trash. I think mostly for me, I've been consuming a lot of I have been going to the library a lot, and I'm just grabbing all of the manga that I can get my hands on. And because it's the library, they have a lot of stuff you've never heard of, and a lot of stuff that's garbage, and a lot of stuff that's old as the hills. A lot of stuff published by Tokyo Pop in the 2000s.
Yes.
A fine vintage.
I'm trying to think of a specific, very garbagey one. That's but
Do they got a copy of DramaCon?
I see it all the time, but I have read it already. When I was a wee lad.
I've never heard of DramaCon.
Oh, it's a good one. It was good when I read it when I was a weeaboo in 2007. So
that's funny. I'm pretty sure you like my big water bottle?
That's huge.
That's as big as you.
Yeah, that's as big as your head.
Gigantic.
How do you guzzle that?
It is as big as your head, for real.
It is.
I'm like normal person water for scale.
This is
for our audio listeners.
Normal.
I have my 84-ounce water bottle in my hot little hands.
The question I have is, are you hydrated?
No. Not at all. I'm so thirsty all the time.
So I was gonna say I'm dehydrated and I have a regular water bottle, so maybe there's a secret. But
apparently doesn't
you put a little salt in there.
I think I do. I have an electrolyte Mio that I put in there. But maybe I just need to start putting some straight up table salt.
All right, what trash have you been consuming, Van, besides more Spawn?
So I have hot contemporary takes. This is today on the podcast. I'm on the this will be out of date within a week. No one will care about this. But I watched the Shane Gillis SNL monologue, and I thought it was garbage.
It was garbage.
So much so that I actually sent it to Wren, and for the people who listen to this episode in 2025, and it has become ridiculously culturally irrelevant, or the people who are just listening to this podcast in March of 2024, and this is already irrelevant. This broy Midwestern podcast man went on the SNL and he bombed. He bombed spectacularly, and the whole country watched. And it wasn't that he was an edgy South Park humor comedian. He just botched it. But all of his fans have come out of the woodwork to say our podcast man really rocked it. And I think that's horsepucky. So I was so mad.
You that you, as a podcast man, could also go on SNL and bomb it.
You could.
The sky's the limit.
He wasn't doing stand-up. He was doing podcast humor. He was just I have a little observation and I'm gonna throw a dick joke in there, and that makes it funny.
Did he do an ad read?
You know what? That would have been really funny. I wish. If
the worst
truly...
part. Oh, the worst part really was when he was just my mom's in the audience, and then told this weird roundabout story of how he stopped liking his mom when he first masturbated.
Yeah.
That's a story you should not tell to the entirety of America who watches SNL.
He's so crazy. Yeah, even in the story, he's like, I never tell my mom this. I would never tell my mom this. And then proceeds to tell his mom.
Like camera pan to the mom in the front row,
he's like, I wish they cut to her. Because he's like, yeah, your mom is your best friend. You love your mom, and you love your mom so much, and she's so great.
Oh, you're gay. You're gay.
You're gay for your mom, or you're a little gay boy.
And then just
when
like
you're a
what,
kid.
you jack off and then you realize your mom sucks because you can't.
No, you jack off and
anymore?
then you're like, oh, my mom, get this bitch out of this house. Get her out. Because I wanna jack off more.
And you can't because your mom's there. So then you hate your mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
all been there, probably.
This furthers my never fucking watch SNL
That's really
ever
funny.
rule.
I
I'm
mean,
sure
normally I'm
SNL
pretty
was
good
good
at
at
it.
one point,
Uh,
but I wasn't alive for it.
Yep. Big fan of the SNL skits I've seen on YouTube that are like the cowbell skit or the van
I
down by
like
the
the
river
things
one.
that SNL has produced.
Yeah,
People that have come out of
out
SNL,
of SNL.
other things.
Or that one
Not
SNL
Shane Gillis though.
guys.
Yeah,
What
that's
You
maybe
Say?
the only good one that's ever existed.
What you say? Yeah, Shane Gillis, who like one of his opening jokes, in his little stand-up monologue was about like how nobody knew who he was, and I was like, yeah, who the fuck is this guy? And he's like talking about how he's like built and meant to be. The only thing I thought was funny was when he was like talking about how he was built to be a like high school football coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like saying his biological clock is like ticking for him to become a high school football
That's
coach.
really funny. That is
yeah.
funny.
I was like, haha. I like laughing.
Every time he had the audience, he ruined it. Like
Yes.
he would say something where everyone would start laughing and then he'd be like, no, like it was awful.
And he kept pointing out that people weren't laughing.
I was gonna say this. He reminds me of the guy who did. Was it the Golden Globes? The one that just happened.
Joe Coy.
Yeah, who was like, it's not
Coy.
my fault that you're not laughing. It's your fault you're not laughing, and also the writer's fault you're not laughing, and also, fuck you.
Honestly, Joe Coy is like, he has never been funny. And I went through a period of time where I was really into stand-up comedy because I was like interested in doing it casually or something like that. And I'm not that kind of funny. I've learned I'm not that kind of funny, and that's okay. But Joe Coy also is not that kind of funny, and he has like very poor stage presence, but like is like, oh, I'll say something edgy, like blah 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 blah. My balls and my wife and my balls wife. And
I love this.
These balls.
Comedy.
I think it's really funny. I think the best, it's like definitely the best thing you can do to win over an audience is be like, it's your fault that you're not laughing at me. And I'm like, they love that. I think I've never done stand-up, but I'm pretty sure people love when you do that to them.
My balls and my wife, and it's your fault that I'm not funny. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Went on stage and was just like, for a like 15-minute set, just said my balls and my wife for like in funny voices. That's my ideal. Just like my balls and my Wife.
By is his name Brian Gordon Alvarez? I don't want to get his name wrong.
Brian Jordan.
Yes. And it's just the TikTok is just him going, I am gay, like for like a minute and a half in different voices, and I'm like, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
He's so funny, and he's
I'm very
not only he's like, he does smart comedy too, but when he like really like just does like that random kind of shit,
he hits like the goblin brain funny.
Yes,
well.
Yes. It's so good. He has this bit about like cleaning his bathrobe for 15 minutes in like a funny accent, and every day I'm like, I'm cleaning my bathrobe for 15 minutes. That's so funny.
He does like a lot of character bits, and they're all very good.
He's good. They're all the song about I love my wife, but the funny like the mouth. You know what I'm talking about? It's
a filter that cuts out his nose.
Yes.
Face triangle.
And he loves his wife, his gay wife, who's a man, and good for them.
And
you just sounded like an immigrant grandma trying to like cycle through how to congratulate their like grandchild on like being gay. Like,
correct.
when you that feel when you date someone of the same gender and your family refers to them as your special friend. Did you guys get that a lot? Because my parents would be like, "Oh, your friend. Oh, your
Your friend's
friend.
coming over.
Yeah, your friend with emphasis, your friend in
Oh,
italics.
your friend.
Yeah, your friend in italics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was never like your girlfriend, your
Special
partner.
friend.
You just your friend. Your
Oh,
friend
is
said
he
slightly.
coming? Was he coming? Like that kind of thing.
Yep.
I didn't date really in high school, so I didn't have this experience. I was too busy
Okay.
there was a tweet that was like, there's like, oh, when you can't pay your therapy bill, and so they bring out the girlfriend, the female friend that you had like a very homoerotic friendship and then an explosive falling out with. Like that's where I was in high school. I wasn't dating, I was having homoerotic friendship and explosive falling outs.
And I think everybody knew someone about a homoerotic friendship with somebody else that had an explosive falling out.
Yeah, I was like, I did that. Yeah.
It's a mood. It's a coming of age story, really.
Yeah.
It's true.
Where you fall in love with a friend and you either date or you don't. Those are the two options. I dated mine and then it blew up.
So you had both.
But
You got to have both.
yeah. I
You
did.
got to
I got to
have
have
your
a special
too.
friend.
Isn't that beautiful?
Got to have an explosive falling out. What's better than this?
Special friend.
My special friend.
It
my
sounds like
parents
someone.
were just really so like, I don't know what to call this.
Special friend sounds like they were a popular kid and they took pity on you, and like they're like, and your parents are like, we're so
like
glad you
someone
have a special friend.
who still has a
So
stuffed
funny.
animal that they carry and bring to school with them, and they're too old to be doing that.
That's so funny. Me thinking about that one girl I bullied in my mind during college. Vron knows who I'm talking about with the
And
tail.
You
Yeah, I
long
never
time
bullied her
that
IRL.
bullying Ren.
Huh?
It's still there.
I said it
Not
took you a long
shaken.
time to shake off that bullying past, huh?
Oh, it's still there in my mind. I'm still very mean, but in my heart, I'm very nice.
Didn't you want to bully Grant Gustin?
I'm sure, but that was out of attraction.
Yeah, that's a different. That's a totally
okay.
different kind of bullying.
Okay.
That
Have you
was
never
yeah.
watched the Bob's
I
Burgers?
wanted to shove him in the locker. I couldn't deal with my feelings for him.
Yeah,
I watched like 3 Bob's Burgers
Bob's
episodes, and they
Burgers
were
is
with
good.
you probably.
it's an
That's
episode
so
where
funny.
Louise gets a crush on this guy from a boy band. So she doesn't know what to do. So she's like, I'm gonna beat him up.
That's
I'm gonna slap his
exactly how I handle
And
my
then she meets
emotions.
him, and I think she tackles him. She's like, she doesn't know what to do with herself, and I'm like, yeah, I feel that way too.
Right? What are you supposed to do? Make
Like,
conversation? No. Strangle.
Crush their head in your hands.
Destroy. Watch
It's like
out,
pushing to
Ron's gonna
another
get
level.
you.
I like how horrified Chase looks. Chase, have this never happened to you?
Of course it has. Of course it has. No, I was just trying to raise my eyebrows so I could segue into our next segment because I'm so excited.
As you possibly could.
Because it has a name now. For my little game section, it is now entitled Jigsaw's Junk Drawer, where I pull out
like it.
That's very funny. Good job.
Where I pull out a sadistic, awful game from Jigsaw's reject pile to play with our guests and with Wren. And this one's called I'm Thinking, in honor of Veronica, who is a lover of Hatsune Miku. This game is called I'm Thinking Miku. And so I have a quiz of 5 questions. Lee and Wren can only answer, but they can phone Vron, to get one answer. And if you win 3 out of 5, you win. If you don't, then I win in my little jigsaw game.
Are we playing against each other or with each other?
With each other. You're playing against me.
Okay, so me, Wren, and one phone call to Veronica.
One phone a friend to Vron.
Do we both get one phone call to Veronica, or do we?
No.
Or it's one period.
Oh.
It's just one.
And then if you lose,
One
Jigsaw
period.
Man cuts off your hands or something. I don't know what happens.
Not my hands.
What happens in Jigsaw? Is that a thing he does? He's
Probably.
doing shit like that.
Me wasting my
You
phone
can
call to be
only-
like, "Hi, Ron, I love you."
I don't need to waste a phone call
I
for
would
that.
be so thrilled. I would be like,
You can only communicate via the Miku program. The vocal cords will be cut out, and all you can use is the Miku.
That's so
sound.
funny. I can't wait to become a Vocaloid.
So, are you ready to play my little game?
Let's do it.
Yes,
I'm ready to lose. but
Okay.
we'll win.
so
We have the
excited.
power of
no. And I
being
won't
good
be
at Wikipedia.
myself. That'll be really funny.
You cannot Wikipedia.
Mental Wikipedia.
If I hear the clicking, I win.
I'm doing like the
That's so funny.
Sherlock Holmes
The
like,
mind palace.
palace.
Exactly.
We just
So-
stop and stares like
The math equations and the text appearing
Like,
on the
randomly, like
screen.
Elvis pops up.
Elvis.
I Wikipedia hole from Elvis to Hatsune Miku.
That's so funny. I believe it. I love it.
So, Miku was the vocal software used to generate, or was the basis for the vocal software used to generate the song that accompanied the popular video Nyan Cat. What does Nyan mean in Japanese?
Me staring at Lee, like I think it means,
Isn't it the noise cats make?
yeah, isn't it? I think it's like meow.
Do you want to lock that in?
I'm feeling strong. How do you feel, Lee?
Screw it. Let's do it.
All right.
Yes, it is. It is the meow noise in Japanese. Yes, you got it.
Can I
Good-
is this
good.
a phone call if I ask Veronica to do something for me?
what am I doing?
Can you do the
Like
You mean like meow?
I'm like, yeah.
you
Yeah,
know, like yeah.
there we
Yeah.
go.
I didn't actually know that Miku did the song for Nyan Cat.
Me
And
either.
so-
That's cool.
that.
It makes sense
It's.
though.
I think it was a freeware version based on Miku.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
All right, second question.
Do you know the Neon comic?
Oh yeah.
You know that one?
Which one? The
That was from a
one,
classmate
you
of
know, like
mine.
yeah, or the Neuron one?
The little comic that's like, like yeah, that went around on Tumblr.
No, like,
Yeah,
stop.
that was my classmate Andy made that.
Oh
Good job, Andy.
wow.
Good comic.
Yeah, great job. Honestly, iconic.
Second question about the amazing pop sensation Hatsune Miku, and I will give you within 5 pounds or 3 kilograms. How much does Miku weigh in canon?
That's so funny. Yeah, I think you can speak, but you just can't answer.
Okay.
Or am I right?
I just
Vin?
feel like don't waste your phone a friend because I have no fucking idea.
That's so funny.
Are we talking like the persona of Miku, or are we talking whatever server or computer shit that she's on?
In canon. So like
okay, like,
within
In canon meaning
yeah,
like the
not
I would say like
Not the server
90
space server.
pounds. I don't know.
she's
I'm
a skinny bitch.
I was also thinking
Yeah.
90 pounds, so I guess we lock that in.
okay. We're locked in for 90.
kilograms, though.
Okay, that's not the
Incredible.
question.
I think
Van
she
said
in-
pounds or
oh,
five
Yeah.
pounds,
Okay,
give or
okay,
take,
okay,
plus
okay,
or
okay.
3
Mhm.
kilograms, give or take,
okay,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Thank goodness that.
90 pounds.
So Miku is canonically 42 kilograms or 92 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
Heard
Oh,
our excitement. She's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I
All
don't
right,
know
so
what
that's
about.
2.
Oh
Awesome,
boy,
awesome.
I needed to go deeper into the deep web on this one.
honestly, the dark web, Miku.
After the original Leak Spin video, aka Loitoma Girl debuted, an even more popular version popped up featuring Hatsune Miku. What is the genre referenced in the title of the original Leak Spin song?
Every time you say leak spin, I think meat spin. And I know that's not right.
Not the meat.
I'm just cursed as a human being.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. After the original Leak Spin video, aka Loituma Girl, debuted, an even more popular version popped up featuring Hatsune Miku. What is the genre referenced in the title of the original Leak Spin song?
Anything, Wren?
I'm like a genre. What genre is most similar to soup? And also my dog is like snoring like hell right now.
Snoozes. He be snoozing.
I don't know. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
let's phone a friend for that one.
Be phoned.
Can't we? Yeah, Veronica, do you know?
Deling, 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 deling.
Oh shit! Sorry, everybody. I'm getting a call. Hello.
What is? I'm like, what is meat spin?
It's me. I think it's polka because the song is Love and Polka.
Oh, I
Is
believe
that
it.
correct?
Veronica's correct. It is Levin Polka. So you've officially won at this point, but my
Yay!
games
All right.
continue.
I knew you guys could do it.
Yeah, let's continue, because what happens if we get them all right?
I guess I lose. I
Jigsaw Man has
lose.
to go do a jigsaw puzzle.
I have to go concoct a new trap next week all over again.
You'd have to
Sorry,
do that.
Jakey's having a breathing. So give me 1 second.
Oh, little angel.
That burping like a baby.
I like how you can just see his, just like the top of his head. He's got a little wheeze. My cats do that sometimes. Sometimes they
I have to do some dog-based dogging.
CPR.
Yeah, no, I just have to blow in his nose.
Is it like serious, or is he just kind of having like a little cough?
He's having like a little, like he can breathe. It's like kind of like an asthma attack, sort of.
Yeah. The baby.
Small dogs have it. They're called like reverse sneezes
Yeah.
or
Here's
Boston.
Marcus's captain.
Show off. He doesn't want to be here.
No.
She's in there for Captain America. It's like when I like the MCU.
She went behind my computer and then immediately started fighting.
My other cat named Sammy, who's named after
Oh,
Sam Wilson from Captain America the Winter.
I'm sorry.
I'm so
No, you're
excited to
fine.
find
You're
out
using the take
whether
code.
this audio gets cut or whether
I know.
It
I'm like, does it stay? Does it go?
Depends on how entertaining it is from a
Yeah.
audiophile perspective.
Oh, he's a little snowfall.
Oh, he's a snuffy boy.
Caught in his throat.
No, he was sleeping, and then he just started
He just
being
has
a little guy. He breathe.
He does sound like he's having trouble breathing. Poor boy.
Poor Jakey.
Yeah.
He can't help it. He's old.
Yeah.
He can't help it. He has the soul of a sickly Victorian child.
Sickly Victorian child.
That's tuberculosis from the
So funny.
Victorian boy who died in the Victorian was.
Whatever the Victorian was.
Whenever they had
Who do you think was the Victorian?
the Victorian of all time.
I think he's feeling better. He was like, "Okay, get me out of here. I don't want to be in your arms anymore."
Queen Victoria, right?
Lee was looking at me, but he was looking at me so seriously that I looked this way.
You're so funny.
Or something, but there's nothing over there, and I was like, "Are you seeing a ghost? That's a problem." Anyway,
These goobers. Okay. What's the last question? Second to
Fourth
last.
question here. What does Miku's code name of CV01 mean?
I'm like, am I allowed to say this on national television? Am I allowed to say the C word?
Which C word?
Cunt. I'm like, is that what it stands for? No, I'm sure I'm sure it doesn't. CV,
I would say cutie version 1.
Aww, that's so
cute.
much cuter than me. What I was thinking.
Cunty version 1.
Honestly,
I'm like, thank God you used your phone a friend because I don't know this one.
But yeah, other than that, I have no idea.
yeah. So what is it? CV01?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Lee's answer. I think that's cute.
CV01 stands for character voice one.
Oh, that makes sense.
That makes more
That
sense.
does
Hit us with it does mean cunty version one.
You screwed up. Would have had it all.
We could have had it all. If only we thought logically.
Last question. Although she is now a Mickey Mouse-like figure whose narrative is somewhat different in each storyline and property, what was Miku's original storyline?
Uh,
I didn't know they had storylines.
right?
So-
Me neither. I don't know. She's just a girl in the digital world. Like,
She's trying to get by.
honestly, she's trying to get by. She's just trying to get on that train going anywhere or whatever that song is. I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess that it's some kind of isekai, and she's like some girl who lived a boring normal life, but then logs onto her computer and is like an internet pop star. What do you think, Lee?
I mean, I have no idea. I feel like she probably predates the isekai like boom. So I would think maybe it's not that, but at the same time, I have no fucking idea. So
Right? I can't think of anything.
let's just do yours.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go with the isekai.
Okay, so like Belle from that movie I really didn't like. The correct answer is she was an android who came to the present from a future without music.
Oh,
That's cool.
what movie did you not like?
Beauty and the Beast.
The guy
He said Belle. I don't know. It wouldn't have surprised me if he had said it. But what was the real movie?
it is called Belle. It's by Hosada, Mamoru Hosada, the guy who did one movie I really liked called Summer Wars, and then a bunch of movies I really didn't like.
Oh,
The one hit wonder.
I've
like
heard of this.
And the Digimon. But
Don't tell Durs.
I like the Digimon one.
Okay.
But The Boy and the Beast, Wolf Children. I've never watched The Girl Who Leapt Through Time or Mirai, but I kind of gave up on him.
It's supposed to be good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Everyone tells me Wolf Children's really good too, and they are wrong. So
I heard Wolf Children was sad.
it's like 5. His problem is he tries to do like 5 movies and then he doesn't execute well in the end. So but he's a big time best-selling director and I'm a guy on a podcast. So what can I say about that?
I mean, guys on podcasts,
even if they shouldn't get the claim, you know what I mean? Like, or like, what's his name? Armageddon, David O. Russell.
Mm-hmm.
He's super famous, but I would trust your artistic vision over his any day of the week.
He made a movie. That's an incredible feat.
And made
he
a
made
shit
what
movie?
movie?
A bunch of famous people in it.
So funny. Who made Battleship? That's who I would trust with any artistic.
The one that has like Rihanna or whatever.
Yeah. They can direct my funeral.
So funny. Looking forward to that.
I tried to watch Battleship one time, but it's the only like action movie with so much noise that I like fell asleep during.
That's so funny.
Because it had too much noise?
It just was like a lot of movie, and I was like, okay, time for
We
bed.
went to go see the new Flash movie when it came out. And there was a guy it was super loud. It was somehow asleep through the whole thing right next to
snoring. And I was like,
and he had a better cinematic experience
It's
for
true.
it, I tell you that.
I also went to Mission Impossible, which was insanely loud, and someone also was asleep during that. And I'm like, how can you keep asleep? It's
so funny. How did they do that?
I have no idea. Like I go to these movies and I'm like, but they're just like dead to the world.
That's so funny. The only movie
Making
I've
shaky
fallen asleep
noises.
during is, oh my god, my little snory dog. I fell asleep during Up. That's the only movie I've ever fallen asleep during.
But in theaters though, or at your home house?
In theaters. I saw it in theaters. I was like, I don't give a fuck about these old people. Bye. It's nap
Like
time.
the heart-wrenching scene at the end where she dies or whatever, and Ren's like,
That very
Yeah.
beginning opening that people love to this day, and Ren's like,
Exactly. I was snoring too. My aunt had to be like, "Do you want to leave? Like, are you okay?" I'm like, I'm sleepy.
you were like,
I'm
no, I'm
not.
okay, I'm tired.
Look, I'm taking my nap.
good.
Hey.
You're having the
That's
old
funny.
person experience.
Last question here. This is a bonus one.
Ooh.
If you didn't win, what does Hatsune Miku's name mean?
Hatsune Miku, obviously.
what if we just locked in like hot, but like HOT soon?
That's so funny.
Hot, comma, SOON, comma, Miku.
Yeah.
Would
No
you do it
idea.
different? I have no clue.
Would you do it different? Yeah, I would.
I would know the answer.
Because I wrote this quiz, of course. I've made the right choices in life.
That's so funny. Somehow I have made the wrong ones to be in the other side of this quiz. That's very funny. Yeah, I have no clue.
First Sound of the Future, which ties into her Android storyline.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's so cool.
That is cool. I love her.
Me too. Honestly, icon. She
She's
would
got
not she would not bully Lucy LaDuca, I'll tell you that much.
There's that song. What's that song called?
Which one?
The one that I like.
Callback.
Like where I think she says I'm thinking Miku or something like that.
Oh, the one by Anna Managuchi. That's
Yeah.
the one that Chase said in reference in the beginning of this quiz.
I love that song because the first time I heard it, I thought she said I'm fucking Miku. Like she's like a badass bitch. Like I'm fucking Miku. Like, and I was like, that's awesome. But then it wasn't that. Which
There's a song.
It should be. Just saying.
Where she's like singing like I'm happy you're
Living
not
lavish.
a hater kind of thing, and I'm like,
Mhm.
you're right.
Go off. Honestly, the only Hatsune Miku song that stays in my mind is Living Lavish.
That's the one.
Okay, good.
It's
That I think that song is an absolute bop. It's so funny.
It is a bop.
Living Lavish. I also like
Oh, I was gonna say last night I was like, what is that Hatsune Miku song that always makes me cry? And I was like last night, good night, and I was like, I listened to this song a lot in college. Why did it make me cry so much? And then I turned it on, and all of a sudden I just had like tears streaming down my face. I was like, I'm back in it. I'm pining for boys again.
That's like when I turned on like I listened to Mosaic Roll after a while. Because like I'll listen to the songs, but then like I put it on with the music video and I was like, let's fucking go.
Music. How crazy, huh?
Veronica.
Yes.
We've talked about the trash we're consuming. We've talked about the hot takes in culture. We've gone through Jigsaw's junk drawer. It's time for you to tell us all about the mobile games that you so love.
Finally made it to the other side. So I want to
your strange addiction.
My strange addiction. I want to preface like that I like all kinds of mobile games, but like the mobile games that this is specifically about are like the really shitty ones that you see ads for
on other better mobile games.
Yeah, on other better mobile games. But like arguably not even better mobile games, because if they're a really good mobile game, you don't have an ad every 5 seconds. So I love them very much. I play them when I'm trying to go to sleep or when I wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. because my children are yelling at me or because I have to pee and then my children are yelling at me. Yeah, I just like them. I just like they like shitty app game go burr. But Chase was asking me if I'm the reason that he sees all these ads, and like I'm like, the reason that I was like, oh, I could talk about this is because like I have the dedication to these shitty apps where I will put my phone in airplane mode so that I can play them without having an ad pop up every 5 minutes. But some of them have gotten wise to that and like will be like, you can't access the game if you're in airplane mode. So it's a whole game of cat and mouse with the consumer and the
shitty app game.
Yeah, and we're
industrial complex.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going back and forth.
Will they fall in love? That's the real question.
Honestly, can love bloom on the App Store battlefield?
Can it?
Can it?
between you and the copyright infringing Chinese companies who are trying to
So
steal your
funny.
data. Like,
I will say though, I don't play any of the ones that are like Elsa's foot game, whatever. Like not like those, anything with like weird like body stuff. I'm like, I can't be doing that. That scares me.
Mhm.
Can we get an example of a recent downloaded shitty app game?
So one
tell
I've been
me
playing
what
recently is called
Elsa
this. I
foot
only
game?
calls one shitty.
Wait, hold on. Van doesn't know what the Elsa footy Elsa shitty foot games are, which
don't
is
even
so
know.
funny.
I haven't seen them in a while, but like I feel like they were at their height when when people were talking about
When
all
Elsa
of
Gate was
those-
happening.
Yeah, and like all this stuff, like those fake videos on YouTube that were being made for kids, and it was like,
Oh yeah,
like Spider-Man and Elsa are hanging out, and then like some fucked up shit starts to happen. I feel like that's when it was at its height, and so basically, like you'd go in the
like
app store.
Johnny
you'd be like,
Johnny.
what?
Yeah.
Even not even that, like even, but not besides that, it would be like with Elsa and Spider-Man, like with them specifically, not like, oh, this is just a shitty like 3D model like song thing. Like that was like, it was like with characters from IPs that they just like took the likeness of and like put it in, and then we're making like disturbing video content and like getting it to children, getting it in the kids' hands. But so you would go on the app store and they'd be like Elsa's pregnancy doctor visit, or like foot surgery.
Honestly, Elsa foot wart removal.
Yeah, and like kind of in the vein of like Dr. Pimple Popper, I guess, of being like, oh, like gross out, but also like I don't know who was playing those. It wasn't me. So I can't speak to the appeal of them. Maybe fetishists.
Loose fetishists. They're like, we have fetishes, but they're like really nondescript.
The broad umbrella ones.
That's how I feel when I see those really shitty like DIY videos where they're like, oh, let's make a one pan like casserole
with like grapes and shit.
Yeah, and then people are like,
Mhm.
oh, this is like a fetishist thing because like their hands are really nicely manicured. And I'm like, if you say so. It seems too niche. I don't believe it, but
Right, it just seems like outrage clicks. You know what I mean?
yeah, like people always say like, oh, this is fetish content because like their hands are really nice and they're like doing whatever they're doing with their hands.
Gloopy, etc. activities.
Yeah.
Gloop
But
based.
yeah, low-key, I don't believe that because it just doesn't make sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you, Veron, because like what's the fetish?
Yeah, I know we have the same opinion on this. Like, I know there's a like, okay, you can like nice hands, but just this specific niche of video is like too, like,
I mean,
it's too specific and it's too, like, it doesn't make sense to me.
but on the flip side of that, like, there's like fetishes or whatever, people who like other people sitting in cake.
I guess what it is.
So is that not kind of, you know what I mean? You can like if you can like someone sitting in cake in front of you.
I guess
you
what
could
it
also like
is-
someone with nice hands putting weird
Stuff
shit
in
in
a
a
pan.
pan. I mean,
I guess for me is if it
or
was
people
a
like
fetish,
balloons. Like I don't know, like
balloons.
But like I think for me, if it was a fetish, I would have heard about it outside of this genre.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen this kind of thing with them making food, and they're like, "Oh, it's fetish content," and I'm like, "But like, you know that popping is a fetish, and like cake sitting is a fetish, and like you've heard about those, like in the reference of being fetishized, but this is just like they're just telling me it's fetish, and I'm like,
True.
I mean, again, like you can like nice hands, but like it just I don't know."
Fun fact
Anyway.
about cake sitting. They include that fetish in the first episode of the HBO Perry Mason.
Really?
You're so funny.
Yeah.
That's
Fun
so funny.
With
Oh.
the guy from The Americans.
How fun is the fact? Rate it 1 to 10.
That's probably. But if you haven't seen HBO's Perry Mason, it was pretty good.
Okay,
So.
I haven't. I have to see it. I just got my family's like Verizon login, so I'm watching cable TV.
I would also recommend cable TV vein. AMC Plus did like a Monsieur Spade with Clive Owen, which is the character of Sam Spade, made famous in novels and also in the Maltese Falcon with Humphrey Bogart, where he's like a retired detective in like the French countryside.
Oh,
And
Oh,
also
yeah,
a show
the
called
retired
Shogun
detectives.
that just came out to like rave reviews, which I haven't seen yet. But
oh,
I only like
look at
Poirot.
You
oh,
only
only
you
like
only
what?
like one.
Poirot.
You're so funny.
what is that?
Hercule Poirot. I can't pronounce it now.
Poirot.
You've
the Kenneth
ruined it.
Branagh, those Kenneth Branagh movies.
Poirot.
The
I refuse
who
to
did
say
it?
it right. I just love saying Poirot.
The Murder on the Orient Express guy.
Yeah, the Kenneth Branagh one. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the character predates the Kenneth Branagh movies, but those are the recent ones.
Yeah, the Agatha Christie character. But I just love to
Thank
call
you.
him Poirot.
You're so funny. You have now poisoned my brain because now I can't think of how to pronounce it properly.
It's really funny because I don't know what you're talking about, so I never knew. So now it just will be Powwow for me. I mean, I'm sure if I heard it correctly, it'd be like, oh, that thing. But
Yeah.
since I can't make the connection, it's just
Powwow.
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 Poirot is here to reveal the mystery.
Well, Theo, we are here for marriage or whatever the thing. Marriage.
So I have a rapid fire list of mobile games, classic mobile games of our millennial youth. And I'd like to get your hot takes on them.
Okay, I would love to.
Flappy Bird.
Hard. He
Very
likes
hard.
it. I don't like Flappy Bird. It's hard for me. But when we go to round one, the arcade, he will go to the Flappy Bird, like the big Flappy Bird that they have there, and be like,
That's so funny.
Only goal in round one is to get as many tickets as possible for her to get stuff. So it's that game, and then this other game where you like try to scoop up tickets in a machine, whatever. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, is it
Those
like
are
the
the
pushy one?
What? Well,
The
that
push?
one no, but it's like it's like domed, and the dome has like a center tower in it with like 4
it's one of them ticket grabbers.
scoops, and you try to time the
Oh.
scoop, and the scoop picks up tickets, and then it goes in like a machine, and then it rolls off.
Interesting.
Come down our way. We'll take you to the round one by us, and I'll show you this game. This game that I play. So the last time we get a Riley Kuma purse. So.
Oh yeah. Aw. That's
How
cute.
high did you get?
I like it.
What's your highest score?
I couldn't tell you.
Honestly,
Infinity plus 1.
I have an old phone that has Flappy Bird on it, and I like booted it up a couple years ago just to see like what's on there. What's on my phone from the past? What's on my phone from 2013 or 14 or whatever?
As you do occasionally.
Yeah, as one does. And I tried playing it again, and good golly, am I bad at that game?
It's so hard. I don't like it.
Exactly. I was like, what the hell? Why
It
can't I
stressed
get
me
this
out.
little motherfucker to get through the damn thing?
It's one of those games to me that you clench your butthole while playing it. And I don't
Yes.
I don't need to clench my butthole to like while I'm doing a game which is supposed to be relaxing.
A new anti-diuretic. Playing Flappy Bird, prescribed by doctors everywhere.
It's what's like some Kegels for your butthole, like you're just clenching.
Next, these are all mobile games I was remembering when you could like actually buy mobile games and not encounter ads. From this golden age when you could just pay like $1.99 or whatever. The next one I have is the Angry Birds.
Oh, Angry Birds is okay.
I don't remember if I played Angry Birds that much.
I will say something I was thinking about when we were talking about the last game. A big contender for me to download any game, because it's not just shitty mobile games. I will also play any game with an anime girl on it. I'm in there. Any game that has like decorating, farming, I'm in there. I'm locked in. But if I click on that game and the preview of the app is horizontal, I just back right on out. Do a little 180 and get out of there, because I like to play games laying down, and I can't lay down and hold my phone like this. I have to hold my phone in one hand like this. So if it's not vertical, I'm not interested in it. So Angry Birds falls
Interesting.
into the it's not vertical. I'm not interested in it now. I did play it back in the day.
That's incredible.
I'm very specific
She's a
about
science.
I'm like, cute girl, check. Farming, check. Horizontal, get out of here.
Yeah.
These are like the people who say they can't read comics because they don't know how to read them. Like they've just like totally written it off as just like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not
I don't
reading
know
them
what it is.
comic
It's
books.
just like the screen. I'm like, this isn't an ideal.
And then you have to like hold it, and then if it
Yeah,
falls on your
I-
face, you
I just
feel
feel
real
like it's so
stupid.
small this way for me.
Mm,
I do have
Really?
Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage, which is a rhythm game, which is a testament to my love for Hatsune Miku because it is a horizontal game, but I do have it on my phone because I love her so much. But I don't play it. It's just on my phone.
That's really funny.
Brought that down.
I have, speaking of games, I have,
This is where Lee's shitty taste comes in because he has games on his phone, but his games are like chess. I'm like,
I have a chess app,
who plays chess? Nobody.
On
I
the
have a chess
phone.
which is, and then I have two games
He
that
has
are
a
not,
football game.
and then I have two games that are not like downloaded on my phone, but I did used to play them, so I could re-download them if I chose to.
Mhm.
Is a game called
Would be allowed.
Crashy Cats,
By
which
the
is
government.
horizontal.
Uh-huh.
And you crash into shit as a cat.
I did also enjoy that one. It's a shame it was horizontal. If it wasn't horizontal, I'd probably still be playing it.
Which is a game she got me into, and then a game called Retro Bowl, which is also horizontal, but you manage a football team, and it's like retro, like 8-bit kind of style. And those are
Okay.
three games that are on my phone.
Those are all the games on your phone?
Yep.
Like,
I feel like for the sake of this podcast, I should count how many games are on my phone.
yeah,
I
please.
do not
Please.
play games on my phone.
yes.
I use my phone for
For
Twitter,
having
Discord, and having
370
380
Safari
apps
tabs.
open on my Safari tab.
Because I feel like if I were to count them, so a lot of these
Okay,
are
hold on. Before she even gets to counting, she has a folder which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 pages.
9 pages in like
I
little
was going to
folder.
also show, but
And that's not even it.
but these are not all downloaded. Most of them are no longer downloaded. These are games that
Okay.
I've played in the past.
They're just there for the memories.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Bring
what
the
if I delete them? I delete the documents and data. But if I just delete the app,
Mm.
then I can still have my stuff.
Mm.
So it's 9 per page, 9 times 9, and then
I don't know math. I can't help
I don't
you.
know math either. Okay, 9 times 9 is 81.
81.
81.
Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. No, that's not a game. Sorry. Wait. 81.
I love hearing your children in the background.
Right, they're so noisy.
That's Natasha, named after the
fine.
Black Widow.
Oh.
So much counting happening. This is fun.
102, 103, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 111. I think that's good. That's a nice number. I can't download
That
it.
is a nice number. If you add them all together, you get 3. So
So it's only 3
you
games.
really only have 3
And
games.
that's the amount you have. Wow.
Oh.
No other hand.
Look at them. And that's why they're the only couple we know.
And that's why we got engaged. That's the only reason.
Once you got to game 111, like you were like,
That's
okay.
actually- many people don't know this, but the compatibility is based off of how many games you have on your phone.
That's so funny. Van, how many games do you have in your phone?
In this modern age, I used to be a hardcore mobile gamer. I used to play Fortnite on my phone. I used to play
Crazy.
but I loved Angry Birds. I loved Plants vs. Zombies. I loved Super Brothers. I loved them all. But as of today, I have 0.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
You should indulge.
I have my Switch now.
Most of those things still exist, I think.
They made
Yes,
books about Plants
yes.
vs. Zombies.
What's that?
They made books, like graphic novels about Plants vs.
Oh
Zombies.
yeah, they got graphic novels. They got everything in Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah, it's. I loved Plants vs. Zombies. I loved that tower defense happening
so
all the
funny.
time.
I have not that many games on my phone, but I have what I do have in my games on my phone folder is my Kindle. which I think is a funny thing to be like.
I
That's
don't know if that's a game.
Because reading is
it's both.
fun.
Exactly. Most of the games on my phone are like wordscape style games where basically you just put it's like you just figure out words from word jumbles.
I like Wordscape.
I love
I
that.
wonder if I have Wordscapes on my phone.
I think I'm on level like 2000 or something.
I definitely
like
had
that
it at
Wordscape.
one point. I just don't know if I do anymore.
2000.
Let me see. No, not 2000. Almost. I'm at level 1600 and can you fuck off? Can you really fuck off? Add 1687. There we go.
How many times
Like-
a night when you're playing do you have to say fuck off to an ad, or are you just strictly in airplane mode and you never see them?
It's either I play the game in airplane mode, so I get no ads, or it's a game with no ads to begin with. So like a lot of the match 3s that I play don't have ads. And yeah, because
it wasn't even
a lot of the
gentle.
things that happen nowadays is these games will be like, it's not like, because it used to be, I feel like it used to be you play a level and then like you get an ad, or even it was kind of progressed like this, like it used to be you would play the game and if you wanted like a booster you could get an ad, you would pick an ad. Then they started being like, okay, you play a few levels you get an ad. Then they're like, you play one level you get an ad. Now it's like you can't even get through one level without an ad.
Yeah,
untenable. So I just play in airplane mode.
And then like in Wordscapes especially, which is why like I stopped kind of playing it. It's like you need like 17 bumblebees to unlock the horse to like get you across the bridge to get to the letter W, and I'm like, I just want to take my little letters and then make a word out of them. Like that is my ideal experience. Stop making me have to collect bees or whatever the fuck.
There's a bee?
Too much. Truly, there's a bee. It's too much. And not even the letter B, just like the fucking bug. This is
the most manic episode of Dora the Explorer. Just was narrated to me.
This is an aside, but something I noticed recently that I can't figure out if is just like, is it just winter time or is it like a sign of the times? Do you guys see bugs? Do you still see bugs?
Like, it's just winter. It's just winter, bestie. They'll be back next month.
I saw a bug on me on my jacket today, and I was like, "Whoa! I haven't seen one of these guys in ages."
It's just because it's winter. We had a giant ass bug in our house the other day.
Though in Wren's defense, I know they do talk.
Look at this bug.
We saw them.
Right. This was in our house home where I live.
I saved our lives.
I couldn't sleep after that. I had a hard
Thank God for saving them.
Sleep all that night. I was like, that's too big to be in my house.
I hate that.
This is it on the wall, so it's not
too big.
But in your defense, I know like a lot of people have said like you don't see as many bugs hit your windshield anymore because there's less bugs.
I never have seen bugs hit my windshield.
So you may have something too.
We do get bugs in the summer.
It is the era of climate change where it is 60 degrees in February in New England. So.
I guess that is true, and you would see bugs if that was the case.
They did probably.
And I am in New England.
What?
I'm in New England.
I know.
You're in Connecticut.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, it's a cat.
He smells so
it's nice. Crazy. Yeah, I saw a bug today for the first time in months, and I didn't like it. Hope they don't come back.
Really, you sound like you're talking about skinny jeans.
I feel the same way I do about bugs and skinny jeans. I don't like them. I don't like them on people. I hate them on me. Despise them on me. No, thank you. Oh my God, no way. If they were on like a plate of my food, I would be upset. I would throw a fit if I found skinny jeans in my pasta.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like I would be upset if I found like even like a high-waisted, like straight leg pair of pants in my food though too. You know what I mean? It would not.
I guess it depends on if I get to keep it and if it's in my size.
Pair of pants that have pasta sauce stain on them.
Just throw them in the washer. Call it afternoon.
Van, I'm really curious about what the rest of the games on that list were.
I got Cut the Rope.
Oh, yeah, I also played that.
No idea what that
with
is.
Omnom.
Yeah, he's a little
It's a little
guy.
green guy.
He's a little
Eating the
guy.
candy.
You might have seen him. Hold on.
Oh, I don't think I ever played Cut the Rope, but it makes me think of those water games,
Look
the
at
water
him.
physics games.
No reaction from Lee.
So funny.
Wow.
Aw. Oh
Look.
yeah, that's the Candy Crush guy.
Have you ever played Fruit Ninja?
Yeah.
Omna.
I never played Fruit Ninja either, but I know it was popular.
Fruit
What's-
Ninja went hard. I enjoyed Fruit Ninja.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
all over your phone screen. I just watched have y'all seen the Blackberry movie?
No.
No.
Like the
I
phone.
don't want to watch movies about products and people creating them.
Oh, it is nuts. It is
I've
one of
heard
the
it's-
best critiques.
In its defense, I've heard it's a great
Agreed.
movie. I have other movies I'd rather watch.
Yeah. It is one of the best like takedowns of like corporate greed I've seen in a while. It's like very
Ooh.
like just like this is how you like lose your soul trying to keep up in like corporate tech America. And the critique is very good. But the one thing is I really enjoyed where the I guess arrogance or like the like single-minded nature that they portrayed of the CEO within the
Mhm.
film as like a character is that he doesn't believe that people will give up keyboards on their phones, and he sees the iPhone and is just like, why would you want that? Why would you like want to be like tapping on a screen? Like that's so antithetical. And now
The
and
fool.
then like I remember just being like fruit ninjaing and just being like so
I do get his reasoning though, because I feel like a lot of things, like I'm very scared the way that cars are going, because like so many of them are like, oh, like screenify the UI and like all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Like when you're in a car, you have to be able to like tactile, like feel the buttons, because you're not supposed to look at them while you're driving. So like the knobs and things are very important. And I'm like, I could see people just being like, do they just get rid of those? And then I'm like, no, you can't. How will you know what you're pressing?
I'm not a fan of cars that have like the dial.
The Prindle.
Prindle.
Oh, yeah.
I want to at least be able to feel the thing go doot doot doot. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like screens on cars are getting too big, but I feel like
thing with my mom the other week, and there was a screen in a car that was bigger than my iPad. My iPad's like 9.2 inches of diagonal, I think. It was bigger than this. And I was like, I think I sent you
that's
guys
way too big. Yeah.
large.
It was
It's way too big.
You should not
it was
have
a
that.
Ford. It was
One of them cars.
Ford SUV type shit.
I'm thinking like
Not like this.
then we're gonna hit like a thing
We
where
lost.
then like vintage.
Nope. I don't know who's lost.
Oh, huh?
I didn't hear a thing you just said.
Oh no, Van, I think you're muted, but that's
oh
Oh no.
I was just saying a bunch of stuff. I was like, wow, salient point. Gee willikers.
No.
oh no.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Man's
of
like,
any
I just
importance.
gave the best monologue since Hamlet, and nobody heard me.
Oh
I thought you were
man,
gonna say since Hamilton.
Yeah,
that's so
okay.
funny. Yeah,
I'm here to rap. I'm here to rap at everyone.
Rap at everyone. That's very funny. Sit
I'm here
on
to
your
do a
chair
rap battle.
backwards. A rap battle.
How do you do?
Yeah,
Phil?
let me get my real positioned here.
Oh hell yeah.
It's so funny. I feel like I'm like you're like
Who
in
else rap battled for your soul?
So funny.
so funny. You're in the inner city school about to tell some like black and brown kids how that reading is really gonna save their lives.
You're gonna end up like the lean on me guy.
It's so funny, exactly.
Y'all ever heard of Tupac? Tupac was a poet.
That's
Jesus.
Except I'll try to relate to the kids nowadays and be like, y'all ever heard of
Skibidi
Kanye?
toilet. So funny. We went in two different directions.
It's some freaking YouTube shit that people had like a meltdown over.
I
Put
love the
that
Skibidi
pussy in a
toilet.
sarcophagus. That's poetry.
Sarcophagus.
No, I have no idea what that is.
A Skibidi toilet is a
It's a
drama.
Kanye line.
Ah, I thought it was a
You ever
YouTube
had
video.
sex with a pharaoh? Gonna put that
Oh,
pussy in
you're
a
right. You're right. You're
sarcophagus?
right. My mind has been purged of Kanye ever since he became an anti-Semite.
Oh boy, I
Yeah.
missed this. Oh boy, that
All the
Kanye.
files about him and just dumped them in the
Sweet.
fire.
Pretty much. It's not hard for me to forget about things. So it was very
You have a
easy.
good reason to. It's like I was already about to do that anyway.
Yeah, I was already about to forget. But I used to be a really big Kanye fan. I was back in the day, especially in high school.
My Kanye files are too backed up on too many hard drives.
Mm.
I unfortunately, I got too invested in the Donda Academy, and that's what really,
That's really funny.
crystallized everything for me. I was like
That's
looking up
really
their
funny.
curriculum and their accreditation and like their weird cultish rituals. I was like, this. Send
I love a good
my
cult.
kids to the Donda Academy.
I love
So
a good
funny.
cult. Wren 2024.
There's nothing better than a good. Like, I've been really into watching videos about cults and like fundamental Christianity and the overlap between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm waiting for that Donda Academy deep dive, that 6-hour video.
I really am waiting for that podcast on the Donda Academy, like
And
desperately.
you could do it. You could make it.
Then I would have to distill information. I just won't
Then I would
watch
have
it.
to track down children and be like interviewing
good?
them, like, what was your experience like?
Yeah. I'm expecting it to be like the John and Kate +8 situation that happened a few months ago.
I'm not privy to that. What's that?
So John and Kate, do you know what John and Kate +8 was?
Was that the show about was that the Duggars or whatever?
No. Not the Duggars. Not these people weren't like fun. They weren't fundies. They were just like people who weren't very religious, and they had 8 kids. And then it came out like, and they had like a show about like, oh, we're the perfect family, and then stuff came out and was like, actually they're not the perfect family. Surprise, they're people with emotions and they disagree sometimes. And then
And they
the
only
dad,
had 2 kids.
yeah, no, but they
The rest
did have
of
8
them are
kids.
cardboard.
But then the dad got ostracized from the
He got what?
villain and was like, he cheated. John.
I don't know if you're losing us or we're losing, but again.
Oh no. Basically, the long and the short of it, maybe it's my internet being crazy, because it does that. But the long and the short of it is that like the dad got ostracized, and then one of the kids ended up with some mental health issues, and they basically like the mom sent the kid away without telling anybody, and then the kid had to like sneak a letter out to his dad to come get him to like rescue him.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really crazy. So that is what I'm expecting from the Donda Academy, is some mess.
That is worse than the last ostracized or out of the picture dad that I heard, which was that TikTok
breakdancing dad.
Breakdancing dad, who then made a video defending himself. Yeah, how fucked up is that?
I didn't hear that.
I don't know the story of breakdancing dad.
I was just gonna say that unrelated to the breakdancing dad, my mom had 8 kids and we were perfect. So take that, whatever you guys' names were.
Wow, John and Kate +8. They never stood a chance. They never stood a chance.
On that
That's very
note, on your
funny.
crowning triumph, on your exceptionalism,
announcement of your owning John and Kate.
My mom was awesome. It is awesome. She's still alive.
I had a
Hell yeah.
cool mom.
It's come full circle because the other guy hated his mom.
He did. He hated his mom, but some people do love their moms.
And that's really what you want to end on.
Yeah. loving your mom and Lucy LaDuca deserves a redemption. And those are the two
Our
takeaways.
hot take.
Are hot, relevant, on topic, on and the bugs are coming back. These are the things to take away from today's episode.
So, in closing, we gotta wrap up the pod. Veronica and Lee, do you have anything to promote to our wonderful
second
listeners?
book.
Let the man finish.
I'm
Hey.
excited. We have stuff to
You're
promote.
so funny.
You heard about Just Roll With It in the beginning. We have Sink or Swim and coming out in on June 4th of this year.
Whoa.
Will he
So-
sink or will he swim?
That's the book. It's about last book was about a girl named Maggie. This is about a boy named Ty who deals with weight issues.
The last book was Will She Roll? This one is Will he sink or
Sink?
swim?
Here we go. And do any app games feature in Sink or Swim? I don't think so.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
There are some text messages, but that's not a game.
Mm.
Texting is not a game.
Texting is real.
Texting is not a game.
It's not funny.
It's a real issue in this country.
You shouldn't make light of it.
People are texting too much
Yeah,
about Popeye comics.
you can text about games.
Oh,
Texting
let's
is
not. I don't want to get canceled for my opinion on those. Thank you to all of our listeners for listening to Your Trash Pals. You can follow the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Our live Twitch and YouTube streams are hosted on Mondays, and episodes go up on Thursdays.
And you can follow me at ren.psd and Van Notes on Instagram at Van Notes Books.
And finally, you can write into the podcast at yourtrashpals@gmail.com or message us on Instagram. And we are happy to answer your questions, especially if you want to know whether we think something is trash or treasure, whether it is something in pop culture or just maybe a garbage decision you made in your life. We would love to judge and comment upon your life and read it aloud for all of our listeners out there on the internet. And we'll answer, honestly, we will answer probably anything you send us because we don't have too much in the queue. Except for fake
stuff.
Oh, please do.
I'm gonna start emailing you guys about obscure movies you're gonna have to look up.
Ooh. Lee and Veronica, as your last act of this podcast, would you give us a number in between 1 and 10?
Ooh. Does it have to be in between?
Yeah. Sorry, that's all I got on my
I'm not
spreadsheet.
1 or 10.
Yeah, can I
but
pick 10? 10 is my favorite number.
Do you want to do this one, or should I do this one, Wren?
You can do it because I did it last time.
Oh, okay. This episode of the podcast was brought to you by Messy Gays. Messy Gays are here to really ruin your party. They're here to drink all your alcohol. They will go through your medicine cabinet. And they are great for the first half of the party and awful for the last half of the party. So if you really want to be diminished in front of your friends, if you want to be torn down in casual settings, if you would like every aspect of your body commented upon, we fully recommend Messy Gays. They are here for you to make your life worse. And on that note, remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Yay!